Hello everybody, myself Vandana and I am working as a legal intern with Lexis and Company. And today I will be talking about a valid contract and the essentials of a valid contract. We all know that the word contract has been defined in section 2H of the Indian Contract Act 1872, which says that any agreement and a promise which is enforceable at the court of law is a contract. Thus, in order to make a contract, there are two important words. One is the agreement and one is enforceable. The agreement must be enforceable at the court of law. That means there must be a legal intention. For example, A enters into a contract with B and offers to sell his bike for Rs 70,000. And B accepts this offer. Now, if A does not come up and refuses to give his bike to B, B can move him into the court. But on the other hand, if A invites B for dinner and B does not turn up, A cannot move B to the court because this is just a social obligation and not a contract. For a contract, we need an offer and an acceptance. One needs to offer and the other needs to accept. So we need at least two people to enter into a contract. A person cannot enter into a contract with himself. An agreement becomes a contract when certain conditions are fulfilled. The first is there must be an offer on the part of one party and acceptance on the part of the other party. The second is that there is some consideration for it, that is the price for which the promise of the other is bought. The third is the parties are competent to contract. The fourth is there is free consent. The fifth is there should be a lawful object. The sixth is there should be legal formalities should be there. The seventh is that the performance should be possible. Now we will talk about all the essentials of a valid contract one by one. The first we have already discussed, which is offer and acceptance. That is, there should be an offer from one party and the acceptance on the other, on the hand of the other party. Second is consideration. Now what does consideration mean? Consideration means that there should be a lawful consideration. It means something in return for something which is given. Consideration is valid if it is not forbidden by law, it should not be fraudulent, it should not involve any injury to the other person or the property of another. For example, X promises to sell his bike for Rs 2,000 to Y and Y accepts the offer. Here the consideration for X is 70,000 and for Y is bike. The consideration, Section 2D of the Indian Contract Act defines consideration. And we will now talk about a case which is related to consideration, which is a very famous case, and it is called Durga Prasad versus Baldev, 1880. Here the plaintiff built a shopping complex on the order of the collector. The shops came to be occupied by the defendants, who, in consideration of the plaintiff having expended money in the construction, promised to pay him a commission on the articles sold by them. The plaintiff's action to recover the commission was rejected on the ground that the plaintiff's act was the result not of the promise but of the collector's order. Here there was no consideration because the plaintiff had built a shopping complex on the order of the collector and not at the desire of the promisee or the promiser. On the other hand, an act done at the promiser's desire furnishes a good consideration for this promise, even though it is of no personal significance or benefit to him. A promise is enforceable if there is some consideration for it and it is quite immaterial that it moves from the promisee or any other person. And this is sometimes called as the doctrine of constructive consideration. Next is that the parties should be competent to contract. Competent means they should be capable of entering into a contract. The first, Section 10 of the Contract Act requires that the parties must be competent to contract. Now, if a party is a minor, that is below the age of 18 years, he cannot enter into a contract. And if he enters into a contract, then that contract will be void. A person who is of sound mind, that is, he should not be of unsound mind, which means that he should not be, at the time of signing the contract, incapable of understanding things. The other is that one who is not disqualified from contracting by any law. A child or a minor may show poor judgment in making a particular contract, and it is a protection against his own ignorance and immaturity. However, the parents or guardian of a minor can contract on behalf of the minor, but a minor, being a minor less than 18 years of age, cannot enter into a contract, and if he enters into a contract, such a contract will be declared as void. There is a leading case related to this, which is Mori Bibi versus Dharmodas Ghosh, 1903. So the facts of this case is that in this case, a plaintiff is a minor who mortgaged his house in favor of the defendant, a money lender, to secure a loan of rupees 20,000. A part of this amount was actually advanced to him. Later, the attorney who was acting for the moneylender received information that the plaintiff was still a minor. Subsequently, the minor commenced this action, stating that he was underage when he executed the mortgage and therefore the same should be cancelled. Now, in this, the moneylender's only request was for the repayment by the minor of the sum or rupees 10,500 advanced as a part of the consideration for the mortgage. But because the agreement involved a minor, it becomes absolutely void. So no relief was allowed under Section 65 of the Contract Act, according to which a party receiving any benefit under a contract shall have to restore it if the contract becomes void or is discovered to be void. Moreover, Section 64 and 65 of the Contract Act 1872 start from a basis of there being a contract between competent parties, while in a minor's case there never was any contract and never could have been any contract. The other thing is that there should be a free consent while entering into a contract. There should be a free consent. Section 13 defines consent as two or more persons are said to consent when they agree upon the same thing in the same sense. That is consensus ad idem. According to Section 14 of the Indian Contract Act, consent is said to be free when it is not caused by coercion, that is force. It should not be under some undue influence, under any kind of pressure. It should not be caused by a fraud or a misrepresentation or a mistake. If the consent is not free, the agreement is a contract voidable at the option of the party whose consent was so caused. We'll discuss a case now of Kedarnath versus Gori Mohammed. Which is related to consideration. The facts of the case are that it was thought advisable to erect a town hall at Howrah, provided sufficient subscription be got together for the purpose. To this end, the commissioners of Howrah municipality set out to work to obtain necessary funds by public subscription. The defendant was a subscriber to this fund for ₹100. Now, on the faith of the promised subscriptions, the plaintiff entered into a contract with the contractor for the purpose of building the hall. But the defendant failed to pay the amount and contended that there was no consideration for this promise. He was, however, held liable Persons were asked to subscribe knowing the purpose for which the money was to be applied. They knew that on the faith of their subscription, an obligation was to be incurred to pay the contractor for the work. The other essential is that the lawful object means the motive of the contract, should be lawful. And it is considered lawful when it is not forbidden by law, when it is not fraudulent, for example smuggling, when it does not involve any kind of injury to the person or property of another, when it is not immoral, and when it is not opposed to the public property. The other essential which is needed for a valid contract is the possibility of performance. For example, A offers B a piece of land on the moon. Is it possible to give somebody land on the moon? Or if A offers a certain sum of money to B, saying that he will, he will make C alive, who's already dead. So it is not a possibility. So it will not be a valid contract. Legal formalities should be there so that, and it should be written so that you have the right and you have full right to move the court. So this was about a valid contract and the essentials of a valid contract with some landmark cases.